Hello, dear viewers. Namaskar. Welcome to Moksha Media. By the by, I am Moksha Hiremat. Most of us know that India is not a country but a mini world. In this land, we see a varieties of people, cultures, civilization, languages. What these things are not found in other countries are found in India. So, India has its own uniqueness. Languages in India are not an exception to this. India has 5 types of language families. They are Indo-Aryan language family, Dravidian language family, Austro-Asiatic language family, Tibet-Burman language family, and others. Among all these 5 types of language families, Indo-Aryan language family and Dravidian language family form the main part of Indian languages. Nearly 60% of Indian languages may be grouped under Indo-Aryan family, while 20% of language can be grouped in the Dravidian language family. Of course, all these language families are different from each other except some of the similarities. It is common. The similarities and dissimilarities, a giving and taking, is a process in a language. And our Indian language families are not an exception to this. Here, I am mainly concerned with the Dravidian language family. The word Dravida is not a Dravidian word. It is a Sanskrit word. The Sanskrit speaking people use this word Dravida, and from that time onwards it has come into use. Some people say the word Dravida is Tamil originated. In Tamil, we say Tiravid, Tiramid, Dravid, Dramid, and Dravida. And Greeks also says that Tamiz, Tamiz. And the word Tamiz is ultimately connected with the Tamil language. That is what linguists sometimes say. Of course, some people say that Dravidians are migrated from Mediterranean region. And some others say, no, they are not migrated from Mediterranean region, but geographically, when India and Africa are divided due to the erosion of the sea into the land, then the India and African continent are separated and the people lived there become Dravid. Of course, Dravidian culture can be seen in Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization. Anyhow, whatever theories it may be, whether it is Indian originated or come from other region, it is a debatable point. Of course, sometimes it is endless. The same thing is said of Aryans, but now that the theory is also negated. Therefore, here I don't want to get into the debate of those theories. I am primarily concerned with the Dravidian languages. There are 75 Dravidian languages, and 25 of them are very popular or used in a large sense, in a large number, and other 50 languages are there, but they are also used, no doubt about it. And among these 75 Dravidian languages, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam play a prominent role in Dravidian languages. Because these are the main 4 languages which have script. They have the spoken as well as written form. But other languages, that is the remaining languages, have the spoken form only, but not the written form. They use the written form of their parent language. Of course, Dravidian parent language is Proto-Dravidian. Anyhow, here Dravidian languages which have been come into existence as the time goes on and on have their own dialects, and these 50 languages or more than 50 languages, nearly 70 languages don't have any script. That is, they don't have written form. They use the scripts of either Kannada or Tamil or Malayalam or Telugu. These Dravidian languages are again divided into 3 categories. They are North Dravidian languages, Central Dravidian languages, and South Dravidian languages. Some people say Central South Dravidian languages, like that some people use 4 categories. But anyhow, mainly these 3 categories have been taken into account because Central South category is also included in the Central category. In North Dravidian languages, we have Brahui, Malto, and Kuru. Of course, that Brahui is spoken in Afghanistan, especially Pakistan, Iran, and some other parts of South Asia. That Malto and Kuru are used in northern India. Of course, this is the smallest Dravidian languages. And Central Dravidian languages are the largest languages. They have nearly 13 languages, and Telugu is the main language in the central Dravidian languages. Of course, other languages are there, but in one way or other way, they are connected with those things. Of course, these Telugu and other languages are spoken in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Orissa, etc., etc. And in South Dravidian languages, we have Kannada, Tamil, and Malayalam. These are used in southern states of India. Of course, Kannada language is the state language of Karnataka. Tamil is the state language of Tamil Nadu, of course Pondicherry, and Malayalam is the state language of Kerala. These are not only the state languages, but they are also the mother tongue of those states. Most of them use them as their mother tongue. And nearly 20 or 22 crores of people use these Dravidian languages as their mother tongues. Dravidian languages have their own uniqueness. They have their own features. Those features are different from Indo-Aryan languages or Austro-Asiatic languages or Tibeto-Burman languages and etc. Dravidian languages use phonemes, morphemes, and other sentence constructions. Of course, in modern day linguistics, these phonemes and morphemes are used, and phoneme is a sound, and when such sounds are come together and becomes a meaningful word, then it becomes a morpheme. Morpheme is the basic unit of a language. When the words get together and they give us a sensible meaning, then we say that is a sentence. Of course, like this, the Dravidian languages have this analysis also. Dravidian languages have the other features which are different from other language families. Dravidian languages have the inflectional suffixes, but these inflectional suffixes are entirely different from others. But some linguists feel that these Dravidian languages do not have inflectional suffixes basically, but they have been taken from other languages. They have been influenced by other languages. They give so many examples. Of course, we let them to the linguists. And Dravidian languages have their gender, that is feminine gender, masculine gender, and neuter gender. But deciding a thing as a gender is a unique in Dravidian languages, and Kannada language is not an exception to this. Other languages use word as the gender or the situation in which word is used is labeled as gender. But in Dravidian languages, this rationality and irrationality, conscience and non-conscience play a prominent role. On the basis of conscience, we say this is a feminine gender and that is a masculine gender, and another one is a neuter gender. Dravidian languages have two numbers, that is a singular and a plural. But different language families have different numbers. But Dravidian language family has these two numbers and they are also scientifically used. That is, singular means only one and plural means more than one. But the Sanskrit is different from these Dravidian languages as far as number is concerned. They have three numbers: singular, and dual, and plural. That is, only one. If there are two, that is also labeled differently. And if it is more than two, then they say it is plural. So, Sanskrit is different from these Dravidian languages as far as these genders and numbers are concerned. And in Indo-Aryan languages or Indo-European languages, that verb plays a prominent role. But in Dravidian languages, verb is not that much of important. The other words do the work of the verb. But in Indo-European language families, you cannot form a sentence without a verb. Verb is the main, but that cannot be said regarding the Dravidian languages. Without a verb, a sentence is formed. And verb is the part of the sentence, no doubt about it, but there is no rule that there must be verb. And in other languages, that is Indo-Aryan and other language families, that what is that? That is, preposition is used. But in the Dravidian languages, preposition is not there, but instead of preposition, there is postposition. With the help of the postposition, we do the work. That is, in most of the cases, these postpositions play the role of the verb. That is why postposition is very important. And voice is there, that is the active voice and passive voice, but the active voice is more important than the passive voice. But in Sanskrit language, passive voice is more important than the active voice. But that active voice is basic for Dravidian languages. We can say, he ate a fruit. Of course, in Sanskrit and other Indo-European languages, it said, a fruit is eaten by him. But if we use this passive voice in Kannada or in any Dravidian language, it seems very peculiar. So the use of passive voice is very rare in Dravidian languages. And of course, there are so many other features, and another one is that is the sentence construction. In the European language family, in Indo-European language family, the sentence construction is in order. That is in the order of subject, verb and object. But in a Dravidian language family, there is order. That order is very scientific. That order is subject, object and verb. And sometimes verb may not be there. I have already told you. That is, without the verb, a sentence is formed in Dravidian languages. But it is very difficult to form a sentence without a verb in Indo-European languages or in Sanskrit language for that matter. So here we come to know the uniqueness of Dravidian languages. So these Dravidian languages have their own features like this. If we use these things with other languages, then only we come to know the uniqueness of Dravidian language family. See, all these features are used in Kannada language. Being a member of a Dravidian language family, and Kannada language is not an exception to this. And there are so many similarities among Dravidian language family. We can see similarities among Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam and Telugu languages. There are so many other features which are very unique to Dravidian languages, especially to Kannada language. But here, due to the commoners use or due to the target of the general audience, general viewers, I have not got into the depth of those unique features. But these are the main features which play a prominent role in the Dravidian language family. And Kannada is a part and parcel of that Dravidian language family. Therefore, we see all these uniqueness or unique features in Kannada language also. It can be seen in alphabet also. Of course, in Kannada language, we have vowels, structured consonants, unstructured consonants, nasals, etc., etc. And of course, these are different from other languages also. But anyhow, I would like to say something about that part in another time, in another episode. But anyhow, like this, these unique features can be seen and used in Dravidian language family, and all these features are also used in Kannada language and literature. Anyhow, the remaining things can be said in another episode. Due to the shortage of the time, I cannot say all those things in this video. It requires a committed study, and my video is a guiding force to that committed study. I hope you have liked the video, so I request you to subscribe, and remaining thing can be viewed in the next episode. So, thank you. Namaskar.